Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I will be teaching you how to play Rachmaninoff Prelude, Opus 23, number 5. The first thing that you should know is the G minor scale, and it's like this. Also, you should know the G minor chord, G, B flat and D, the first chord of the scale. And the melody that we're going to play is going to outline those notes. So we're going to have this as a melody. First finger on G, then we're going to leap B flat, D, B flat, and G. Now notice that the melody cycles around those notes, the G minor notes. It's this chord. So you should have that in your mind, that the G minor chord is like this, and we're just doing this inversion. So we start on the G here, we go to B flat, D, and we get here. Okay, now to that melody we're gonna add this chord, the G minor chord, and we have B flat and D there, so we'll do this. Then we leap back, and we get here. Notice that we always went back to these two notes. So when we play the G, you could group this. This is one. That's it. Then you have the two notes that we leap. Now we go back here, and now we have this group. Okay? Now he wrote piano there, so we're gonna start very light. So we have. Okay, very light, and it's important that you keep in mind this note and here lighter, here, lighter here, there, and here. Okay, he wrote a la marcia, so we have to think it as a march, and a march has 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, being the first and the third, the strong beats. So if we count this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now if we exaggerate a little bit, we could count like this. 1 is a strong beat, so we're going to emphasize all. Now here, 3, there. Okay? And that's all there is there. Now for the left hand, we're going to have the same approach. We're going to keep thinking on the same chord, but now we're going to have octaves. So we're going to have G, G here, and I give you the melody. After you do this, I like to do B flat with 5th finger, then D with 3rd finger, then B flat here with 1, 4, and then back to G. Now if you play it, we have this. Okay, that will be the actual bass notes. Also, we're going to add the background, so we're going to take the G and the D from the chord and think it on the left hand right here, D and G. So we have this. We come back always to the same chord. So now you have to do the patterns in octaves, but also think on these two notes to come back. So you have this. Jump, bum, bum. Come back always to the same notes. It makes it clear. So one last time. And that's all there is. Now we need to put it together. The G and G is going to match. If we put the melody together, we could do this. If we do it together with the background, we have this. We leap back. Alright, let's play it one last time, very slow. And I like one pedal on the first one here, and then short notes. Okay, that's it. Now to speed it up, I first recommend try to emphasize a little bit the melody. Let's say if we emphasize the melody, in this case we have G, light, 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 emphasis, emphasis, light, emphasis, emphasis. Alright? And we could also emphasize the background, so we could do light, light. That's just to practice different approaches. Okay. Now, what is important is like after you play this, you are able to come up quick. So you wanna try that interval going there, and then you start speeding up because it's already here. What you have to think with these repetitive notes is think it very light. Don't do it too loud there. So now also think it as a chord that you go down here and then up. That's it. Down here, up. All those notes. Okay? The last one here, you could emphasize it a little bit to throw you here. Here, emphasize the third beat on D. Makes you leap. This one. And that's it. You could do rhythm sometimes, but I will do it with sections. Let's say like this. And then here. And that's it. And then try to play the whole measure all together. So we have. Okay? That's all there is there. The next section is gonna keep the same things, but after you play this, we're gonna add this pattern. All we added there is these notes. And for that, I'm gonna do 1, 2, 4. And the Lefian will do 4, 3, 2. So we have this. Okay? So all we do is this, and we go back to the same chords. Okay, maybe what I'll do now is play a little bit, both hands, very slow, 2 measures, so you can see it. So we have G, together, leap, we go to the bass, repeat. Now we have okay, notice here, when we do those notes, we're still using the notes from the scale, so and that's it. It's important here that you do a little crescendo. Alright, okay, it's important here that you analyze here, when you go down here, your hands should go down and then up. So these notes, you don't play with the same position of the hand, you play them up. You go down in this one, up, down here and up. Same here. Down on the first note. Okay, those movements help a lot. So because you need to be relaxed for the rest of the piece. Okay? Let's continue now. So measure 3, we'll have this. Now we have as a melody this. Okay, and I want you to memorize this pattern here with an accent on G, and you could think it as a minor third with a 4th on top. So getting there, and then we have a B flat chord. It's found on the 3rd degree, 1, 2, 3. Right there, 3rd degree, we're using that. So when you do it, you use the same chords from before. So let's say we have this melody now. Now from there you use 1 and 3 for the chord. Then you do here 1, 2, 4, and then you leap here. Notice that the first time we use the first portion of the G minor chord, and then we use this one by itself. Okay, so when you do it, melody, okay, and remember what I told you, this, keep it light, it will still sound with both hands big anyway because you have a lot of notes. Last time we'll do this. Okay, and let go of the notes right after you play them. You have the accent, for the same movement of the hand. Down here, up. Down here, up. Down here, up. Alright? So we'll put that together with the left hand. So left hand we have the G, and we have the same melody. Same intervals, third, minor third with the G, and then B flat major chord. Okay? Now what we have to do is that melody, we're gonna add an octave. We add an octave to the last note. Okay? Now we're gonna start adding the harmony for this. The first one, when you play the G, we have the D and the G from before. When we go here, we're gonna leap and grab these notes from the chord D, B flat, D. And we do 3 of them. We come back. Always the same one. Let's do it one last time. So 4th finger here. 4th finger here. Okay? I know some editions have 3 here, as long as it doesn't bother you to open the hand like this. You know? I like it because it lands perfectly there for me. So we have. That's all there is. Let's put this together. So we have the G. Accent. Okay, and it's important that you start light. It says crescendo, but not, you start light here. Light. A little bit more. And that's it. Now, let's play all those 3 measures slowly. So we have. That's it. Now it's important also that when you have those notes that you don't give the same value to all of them. So let's say for instance when you have this, a little bit more to the D maybe, more to the B flat, more to the D here. Alright? And we'll continue from there, and the melody now is this. Okay, now I like this 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then here 4 here maybe, and if you like 5, that's okay. So okay, I think I like the 4th finger because it frees these other fingers to get to the chord. Okay, now I'm gonna give you the whole measure there, so you end up with B flat. Now you leap, melody. Now we're gonna take this chord. Alright, let me discuss a little bit the chords there. So we do that, B flat. When we do this melody, you have G, C, and G, but also the E flat here. And that chord is found on the 2nd degree. 1, 2, A minor 7 flat 5 we're using there. So when you do, that's the chord there, 2nd degree of the scale. And then when you play the D, we're gonna go back to D major, and D major is right here, 5th degree of the scale. Okay, so let's do it from B flat. Major. All right, there you go. And here we get to the loudest point when you do the D. Done. Okay, left hand for this, we did the B flat. Now we're gonna grab the same chord like this, those notes G minor, right? We get here B flat to E flat, so they have B flat, D, E flat. Go to the A minor 7 flat 5 here, like this, and then we have, and that's the D major again. Notice that. Okay, so last time. D major chord there. And here you could start putting more pedal, all by the big notes that we have. So when you do it from here, both hands, pedal there, release pedal, pedal, release pedal, pedal, and we got there. Now what I'm going to do now is play all these 5 measures and see how it goes. So crescendo, emphasize here, crescendo, more, all right, and we got to the loudest point there. All right, now let's continue, and now we're gonna switch a little bit, and we're gonna have these notes. The important thing here is maybe to bring out a little bit that last D there, which is a long note, okay? And you could think a little bit here. That's the melody line. And the chord on top, we have this. Okay? Chord changes for this. When you have this, I would think it a little bit as a E minor 7 flat 5, right there. If you have G minor and you add the E, that's the chord that we have. Okay? It's not found on the scale, but sometimes I like to think on the melodic minor, which has an E there. There we could build the chord. If you want to call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the 6 right there, you could have that chord. And then I like to think the rest on this, a G minor with an E on top, maybe a G minor 6. So I do this. Chord, come back to G, this chord, and then D. And then from here we leap to D major chord, open. And that's it, that's all there is. So left hand is gonna mark these 2 notes. It's gonna do the same but in octaves. Okay, and also from this chord, it's gonna take the D and the E, play them here, go back to G, go back to the D and E, and then D. Alright, I'll do it again. So we have, we leap here, G, we leap here, and then D major again. Okay? Sometimes you can practice just the octaves. Rest, rest. Those are the important notes, and then you add a little background there. Here. Alright. Very important thing, always let the bass throws you to the top. So there, lighten up, there, lighten up. So I'm looking at the bass note. So when I do this, I look this and I come back. Alright, let's try it together now. And remember that we did the loudest point here when we got to this. Now we're gonna lighten up a little bit less. Accent. And that's all there is for that measure. Okay, let's continue now. After we do the D major here, we're gonna go down with the right hand, and I like to put this finger in here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I notice that we keep using the same scale. So we have, we leap, do the same chord. It's all the same. It's that little pattern extra. So okay, very good. Now left hand, I like this. F sharp, 4th finger, A3, and then 2. And then I'll leap all the way up here, G and D. And that's it. It's important that you think a little bit on the pedal when you do this. So let's say if you do here, no pedal, da, da, dee, you leap, let go of the pedal, a little bit on the bass, up, down here. Okay, if we do it all together, let's say we have the pattern now. And that's it. Okay, when you do this, well, let's do it now from this. You start a little bit loud. Emphasize. Da, da, dee. Think a little bit. Okay, that's the end of the first part, because now it's going to do a different theme in here. Now what we'll do is play those 7 measures and then continue to the next one. So let's play from the beginning now, so you can have it all. So lighten up on the 3rd. Here, lighten up. Bass. Now pedal. More sound. Diminuendo gradually. Accent. Okay, and we got there. It's important here when you do those melody lines that the last one, if you give it a little bit of an accent here, it helps to come back to the chord. Same as this. I'm pretty much aware of that. It feels like great when I do it like that. Same thing when you do this. Let's say when you do that, allows you to go up. This one, you wrote an accent. Same here. Keep those chords light. Loud. And that's all there is there. I hope this video was helpful, and if you enjoyed, subscribe. Also, thank you very much, and all my supporters from Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee.